All right, well, good Monday morning, everybody. Happy January the 25th. How we doing? We'll give it a few minutes, let people wake up, get their coffee in them. I'm gonna get I used to say the iTouch, but it's the Kindle now. I got to get the Kindle woke up and get my monitor up and running. I can't do this before the live stream because there's nothing to connect to. So, good morning, everybody. Nice cold Minnesota morning here. It was a wonderful weekend. Got a little bit of snow early in the weekend. Therefore, I got to do some cross country skiing. That's right, Nordic skiing. That's what we do here. And I don't know. We've had snow on the ground. Let me get this plugged in because I only have a little bit of battery in there. Here we go. Bing. And we'll set you way back off to the side. Why did you turn off? Hold on. Oof, duh. There we go. I can see myself. That is what is important. Okay. So, all right, we got a few more of us tuning in. Let's see, we're up to 2 or 3, or maybe it's just me. Could be just me. I don't know how many it counts as viewers if it's just me watching, but fly tying with a cup of coffee. Monday mornings, it's a great way to start your week. I really look forward to starting my week off tying some flies and sharing what we come up with you. So we do this every Monday morning, rain or shine, unless we don't have Wi-Fi, then that slows down the operation. Good morning, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. So, anyways, I have I did something a way while back, and I was gonna kind of revisit it and knock a few more of these out. So I'm not going to waste much time jibber jabbering like this. Let's go ahead and spin around. We'll get to the vise and get that all situated. And a little bit more light. Here we go. I really enjoy my main tying light. The main light for the bench is it's a mood light. It's I call it a happy light. Are you guys familiar with that? It's a full spectrum. It's for us that have and live with mid season, whatever, darkness, depression, whatever. It gives us a little boost, and I've discovered that it really keens up the eyes and I don't know, makes things a little bit more better to tie with. So I am looking for some dry fly hooks. I think these will this work. I think so. Maybe not those ones. I'm looking for some with a straighter shank. Let's see. I got a big box of hooks. Let's go with these dry fly hooks. Those are jig, and I want these to be, let's go size 14s. So here we are. We're just going to use some moonlit dry fly hooks. Look at this one's ready to jump out. Size 14. We're going to tie a few with these tonight, or today, this morning, so we'll pull a couple of these out. Because I definitely want to knock a few of these. Alright, so let's get one of these in the Mr. Vice. And we're going to go ahead and zoom in a lot a bit. Good morning, Dewey. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to zoom in my camera a little bit more. Let's 3. Let's go a little bit more. Yeah, that should be fine. All right. So where were we? I'm going to go ahead and just use this black Vivus 10-aught. And we'll start up front. Whoa! The Kindle just slid and readjusted and scared me. Let's get that resituated. One of these days I'll get this monitor situation figured out. I was really hoping to hit that Mega Millions. That way I could just build myself whatever full-blown studio I could ever dream of. But that didn't happen. Anybody else a big loser for the Mega Millions? I didn't win nothing. Didn't even have one number. I don't buy into the lotto tickets too much. But when it's $1 billion, you know, you gotta buy a ticket at least. So that's what I did. Alright, we'll take our thread all the way to the rears. And we're gonna do dubbing loops today. That should be good. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be doing some dubbing loops with some good old deer hair. And we need to find our new little fancy pliers. Oh, where did I put those? There they are. Let's go with the 1.5 inches. So I've got some of the, I'm going to be working with the hairline. I got all sorts of stuff popping and dropping. We're going to have to unspin that. There we go. The hairline material clamps. That's what I'm going to use for my assistant. And what I do is I'm just going to grab a small, oh, I'm going to come at a different angle, this one. Now we grab a bite of that. And just trim off the hide. Alright, so I got some junk on the bottom, but I'm going to clean a lot of that off. Actually, I don't even have to clean a lot of it off. I can just trim it. Alright, so I got all the junk trimmed off. I'm going to grab this so we're at a straighter angle. Haven't worked with this tool much before, but we're going to figure it out today. This looks kind of small, but we're going to give it a try. This one might be pretty sparse, and I don't know, that's the first fly of the morning, first fly of the week, so we'll have to see what we come up with. Let's add a little touch of wax. And we're just going to put that right there. Yeah, this is going to be a super sparse. But we don't mind things that are sparse too much. We're still going to give it a spin. That's it. Alright, we'll get to the rear. Yeah, we need to trim a little bit. I'm going to go a little denser with shorter. Denser and shorter is what we need to do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what this looks like once we get everything straightened and situated. Yeah, the tool comes as a set, and it comes in different sizes. The material clamps, I'll just pull one of each. It comes in sets, kind of a small, medium, large. Inch, inch and a half, 2-inch. And they come in pairs. So I've got six total, 2 of each size, and it's the gripping on them is just really good. I just need to get used to them. I need to take a sip of coffee actually. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and just throw a whip finish on this. We're going to call this done. Because this was our warm-up. Now watch this, right underneath. It's about as simple and as basic as we're going to get. But, alright, so this is what we're going to do for our next one. We're going to do basically the same thing, except we're going to do a slightly more hair. I don't know, it's a nice amount of hair on that. But we're going to go shorter. I need to set this guy off to the side. Alright. So that was our warm-up round. Let's do another one. Alright. And these are size 14s. These are moonlets today. ML052s. 10-aught. Get that thread to the rear. I don't mind making my dubbing loop a little bit bigger than smaller, because I'd rather have enough to work with. A little touch of wax on that loop. Let's go ahead and do that. Get that way we don't forget. Because the deer hair is actually a little slippery. So we want to pay a little attention with that. Alright, let's go ahead and trim a little bit off of the hide. And the tool is really good. You can carefully slide it in. And because it's got some ridges, you can almost straighten that out a little bit. And then it's just a game of transferring tools. And we'll just be able to trim off all that we don't want. And having a nice good pair of scissors, we're going to keep that really close, really short. That's going to be us. That is us on the bus. Didn't really need to clean it because we're just going with just the tips, and I think if I try to clean that out, I'm going to really muck up the stack on that. And why clean it if we're just going to trim it out? Get that right in the loop. Alright, let's spin that. Although with the bigger the loop, the more you gotta spin it, because we got a lot of thread we gotta work our way through. But we can give it a little tug and see what happens. Looks alright. Let's do this. We'll make contact, and then we'll just space this out. Nice tight thread wraps. I suppose if one wanted to, we could add a little silver wire or something through that. I don't know. I think sometimes we can spend a little bit too much time beefing our flies up to survive an apocalypse. That's a fly. Probably have a box of them. Alright, Josh in the house. Good morning, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Alright. And then we're going to go right underneath, and we're just going to give that a nice trim. Nice flat spot on the bottom. Here we go. I love it. I think this is pretty sweet. It's nice and it's a pretty. I don't know if it can get much simpler to tie, but you know what? Let's leave this one the way it is, and we're gonna slightly change the next one. But I really like the fullness of that. I think it just looks appetizing. If I was a fish, I'd hit that. All right. And a sip of coffee. See, the thing is sometimes when I get to tying that, I forget that I have coffee. All right. In fact, we're gonna change up just a little bit, give it a little bit of, or do I have some, yeah, we're gonna go with this olive. Switch bobbins real quick. Switch spools. I'm switching to an olive thread. And here's my little hack on that. I can just take my thread, drop it in. And it's easy as that. Crisscross awesome sauce. 10 out. Uh-oh. A little too much emphasis on the wrong syllable. Clear. Brand new spool of thread. Let's go. It's going to just disappear in the background. But it'll be just the same. Make our dubbing loop. And a touch of wax. Make sure I don't forget the wax. Don't forget the wax, and don't forget to hit that like button. Always appreciated. Alright, let's get another little tuft of good old Minnesota deer hair. Alright, so I just grab it with the clamp right off the hide. Then I'll trim it, and it's a lot easier to trim when this is on my lap instead of in front of the camera. So we got a bite of it, and then we'll just grab another bite of it. Right up front by the tips. I think that's going to be us. I like it. And then to keep it simple on myself, here is the length of my normal kind of regular Dr. Slicks. And then I got my supersized. I'm using my supersized. I give that a nice close trim, just enough so I got enough for the thread to bite onto. That should work. Forget, we already waxed our line. This has a nice little taper to it. All right, that was fun. Wait till you see what I got in mind for this one. Right up to the eye of the hook. How about that? This one's definitely nice and dense. Alright, we'll just make sure we got a nice little clean spot up front, and then we'll just throw a whip finish in there, and bada boom, bada bing. Alright, let's see what we came up with. Alright, time for the old haircut. This time we're going to stay back there. We're going to go right about there. And we're just going to trim about halvesies. Maybe just a little bit more. We're going to go just a little bit further forward. I think I'm kind of liking this one. Yeah, I think I like this. All right. I think I like this. I think I like this. This is kind of a different variation than this one. Just kind of two different angles, I think. All right, let me know what you think. Top or bottom? I kind of like this one. I think this is going to give us a different angle of approach. I kind of like that. So let's do a few more like that. And give this a double check. Yeah, you like the bottom one too. I do too. All right, let's do that again. But I'm gonna, once again, that's the thing about it is we do one thing and then we just give it a little bit more, give it a little bit more, give it a little bit more. Slightly evolve, slightly change. And let's see here, because I want to do just a touch. I'm going to add just a little bit of a thread base in the back before I do my loop. Just adding a little bit of a thread base down into that bend before I start my dubbing loop. Because you'll see why here in a second. Alright. Suppose I can just let that hang out for a second, because this is what I wanted to do for this. Why is my YouTube not running? Invalid response request. Alright, we're adding a little hot spot. I'm going to add a little fluorescent red. Just this tiniest little bit of red back there. I don't know. We'll see. See if it's really visible or not. Maybe we'll go with a little bit of red thread. Or a little dab of red crystal flash. I don't know. We'll think of something. But let's add a little wax on this. A little dab of wax. Again, we got some of this good old high quality Minnesota deer hair. The knucklehead that did all this work to prepare this hide did a wonderful job. There's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn, right? Well, I tell you what, I'm just absolutely in love with this material. These material clamps, they make keeping this all situated nice and easy. And having them as a pair is virtually the only way. What I also have are these type clips too. These work as well. But I found that these work really good for getting into the deer hair to deal with and manipulate. Let's grab you right about there. Then we can just trim off that excess. Here we go. Super clean, if you know what I mean. Fire orange thread tag. Yeah, we could do that. I think I got some hot ass orange somewhere in the archives of materials. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whee! Here we go. And you just spin until it kind of stops spinning. I mean, if you give it a good enough spin to start, then it pretty much holds its own. Actually, looks like we got to spin it just a little bit more. Got a couple more tufts. Oh, and there it goes. Well, let's see. Is it salvageable? Can we grab it with the clamp? Maybe. This one just won't be super tight. I don't know. It's gripping pretty good. Nope. We're slipping. We're slipping. We're slipping. We're slipping. Let's see. Is there anything to salvage on this? No. And I cut that tag off. Alright, let's try this all again. Alright, from the top, no kidding. Well, the Stefanos I also use in conjunction with this tool. This is another fun little tool. I'm not exactly sure if I use this 100% right or not most of the times, but this helps with kind of making little brushes. Something like this, you can take, I don't know, we'll go with just a little touch of Congo here, right? We'll take our Congo here. Here, I'll get that out of the way. What I like to do is I just get a little pinch of it in that holder. And I wrap. I think that's going to be it. And I grab a bite of it. And you can get right in there, trim those loops. Pull the pin out. And there we got it. We got all those little guys stuck in there. But I don't know where. Oh, there it is, the other one. And then you can do-si-do, switch it to that clamp. And then you could trim those loops. I'm going to trim you just a little bit shorter. What's nice about this one is that it's clear and you can see exactly what you got grabbed onto. Alright, so let's just, since we did that, let's go ahead and just do that with this one. Here we go. Nope, we're not going to need much of that. Alright, second verse, same as the first, but slightly different. It's the same, but it's different. What can I say? But to answer your question, Steve, I love them both. They both have their own kind of unique ability, and having tools in the toolbox is always good. Let's get our tag thread in there. That's the problem with the flossy thread. It loves to split open on us, but we'll figure it out. We're just trying to cover that all up. Hey Sam, what is going on? Well, we got all sorts of different types of tools out here today that we're playing with. We've got our Stefano dubbing loop tool. Put that back in there. There we go. This is the Stefano. And it comes with these little clamps. And then we also are messing around with just the hairline clamps. And we're doing loops. Loop to loop. Right there at the back end, that's where we want it. Start the bus. Alright, let's add a little touch of wax. This is just a hairline dubbing low tack whack. Alright. This is just brown Congo hair. I just grabbed this to just kind of do the dubbing loop tool, the brush tool. Because there's really no, we're not trying to preserve the tips on this. We can just put it right in the middle. And spin. And spin. Remember, it's just a 10-aught thread, so we don't want to go too bananas. Now, perhaps with the right amount of floatant in this, it might stay up top. But this I really foresee diving, being a wet fly. So I'm going to get up front here. I'm going to actually trim that back down a little bit, a lot of bit, and then we're going to add a hackle. Alright, let's see. Do a second loop, make a deer hair wing. Well, let's do, I'm just going to do a soft hackle up front, but I'm going to trim this back a little bit. Actually looking to cut this really short. that. And I got a little grizzly hackle right here. All right, let's give this a try, huh? You know, what if I do this kind of a kabari style? I like that. I think that one's... Alright, so I discovered that I like a shortly trimmed Congo hair loop. Alright, I think we're onto something here. I think we're definitely onto something. I like this. I like the way that really looks underneath. So, that ended up on a dry fly hook. So we are going to switch hooks. Where are we at for time? We got time for one more. Ooh, there's always room for jello, right? Alright. We're going to switch up. We're going to go to a nymph hook. If I can get it out of the package. Alright. So switching it up. Same size, just a different hook. There's a nymph hook. A little bit longer of a shank there. Alright, and we're going to tie this one kabari style. Which means we'll start up front, work our way to the rear. Alright, let's go with this as this grizzly. Actually, no, I got this sitting right here, so we're going to use it. This is that ptarmigan. Let's go with this one. Here we go. Let's tie that in. give that a try. Grab that with my hackle pliers just a little bit too small for me to grab onto. One more, why not? We'll finish that out. All right, I'm liking that. And then we'll do our loop in the back. I'm not going to do a hot spot. Just going to do our loop in the back. And then we'll save a little bit of room up front for peacock. Where'd my hook go? Leave a little bit for collar. We'll wax this because definitely want to add wax if we're going to be doing the Congo hair again. Okay, so where did I do with that? Alright, so this is just plain old brown Congo hair, right? Nothing too fancy about it. Let's take a small little strand, not much. Alright, and we'll just get this into the tool. Alright, once it's in there, you can wrap and space things out evenly and accordingly, however you see fit. Give it a trim, pull the pin, and then we got all our stuff right there. Then it's just a matter of switching back and forth, get things cleaned up, trimmed up. Alright, too easy. Let's show our wax in there. We already waxed our line. Alright, I'm going to space this out just a little bit. Push it just a little bit closer. That works. All right, let's And we're going to trim this all down, just like we did before. Let's go one more turn. Alright, let's give this a trim. We're going to trim this right down. Almost kind of looks like I think it's matted down. But I just have to be careful to not trim off my hook. Must be 10 o'clock. Alright, I like that. And we'll just throw in a couple pieces of peacock curl. Oh, there goes the other one. Well, we got one in there. We'll see if we can't just get by with just the one. Actually, we will. Well, it took us a few iterations to get to this, but I think ultimately in the end, I like it. Boy, oh boy. The things we come up with around here. I don't know. I am really liking this. I'm really liking this one a lot. What do you think? I think that sucker is gonna swim. Well, I think that's about it. Oh, we can fix that a little bit better. Here we go. That's pretty. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for today. Wishing everybody a wonderful week. Yeah, be safe out there. Mask up when you head out. That's going to be the next best thing that we all are going to have to try to do. I encourage everybody to do that. I mean, it's too easy to just wear a mask when you go out and about. If you have to interact with people, let's nip this sucker in the bud. Come on, folks. Don't be a fool. Be cool. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Happy tying. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Tight lines. Peace.